Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Get Out a Wrap. And today it is a first for the podcast, my first transatlantic guest. Joining me from San Francisco is Anand Janefalkar, who is the founder and CEO of Ujet. And Ujet are the world's first and only cloud contact center platform that's designed for the smartphone era of CX. So, Anand, thank you very much for joining.
Thank you for having me.
We first met a few weeks ago now, fortuitously. Anand had come over to London for the UK Contact Center Awards, and we were in the queue to get in, trying to find some respite from the sun. It was a blazing hot day, and in the one bit of shade, we happened to stand next to each other and just started talking, and here we are.
We did, yeah. I mean, we both were trying to get some shelter from the blistering sun. Yeah, very, very glad to have run into you. And again, the Contact Center Awards were great to see a lot of these esteemed folks in the same room, and also to hear how vibrant the community is and the support around it. So it was definitely well worth the visit.
Great. And great word there was around vibrant, the vibrancy of our industry. And I think what you guys are doing at Ujet, the watchers of our industry and the people who are in it will have seen some of the things you are up to. And it's fascinating, your kind of take on things. And I really want to kind of get into what you're up to and your vision. But as is always the way on this podcast, and sometimes people find this a little bit difficult, but I'd like to talk about you and how you found yourself and how you specifically came to set up Ujet and what's important to you. So where did it all start, Anand?
Yeah, it's a little bit of a different journey that might be expected for someone in the customer experience enterprise software. But I started my career in the smartphone world and the cellular world. Always was fascinated by how voice could transcend between two humans without having to be connected by a wire. So very early days, got fascinated by car phones, got fascinated by cordless phones, things that might not be, for most of the audience, might be before their time. But then that kind of went over to satellite phones, and cellular phones in particular really piqued my interest. So decided to make it my purpose, did my undergrad in electronics engineering, did my master's in telecommunications, and started doing research for Nokia Research Center when I was in Dallas. After that, went to Motorola Mobility, where I was able to be in increasing levels of responsibility, responsible for the design and shipping of multiple smartphones and across the world. So got a good exposure to how people communicate visually and contextually when the device that they most use has the abilities like a camera, the abilities like high-speed data and location APIs. So fast forward, then I also spent some time at Kindle and Jawbone, but I always was very entrepreneurial, and I wanted to start my own thing. And when I asked myself, what is the biggest thing that I face as a kind of foundational problem, which really makes me pull my hair? And secondly, how can I have my background help transform that? And with a last name like Janefalkar, you can only imagine how it's difficult to rebook a flight, to get a response email,
or to come on a podcast and have the host ask you.
That's right. How do you pronounce this name? Is it like Mary Jane Falker, or is it? Yeah, I mean, I'm sure I'm not the only one facing that issue, and obviously proud of my heritage. But it is a real problem, and in an era which partly I've helped with the visual and contextual communication. It just felt that there's such a big void when you have a customer and an agent, both who communicate visually and contextually via smartphone, or at least a cellular device with a camera for several years, put them into a sticky situation, ask them to solve an issue, and that issue leads to brand loyalty, to repeat business, to even caustic reviews on some social media websites. So I felt that I had the background to bring that smartphone-centric, cloud-native, technological just know-how, as well as the user experience side of it with the consumer DNA into this industry. So that was kind of the start of Ujet, and that was 7 years and 11 days ago. So
wow.
We were obviously in stealth for the first 2 years because we built everything from scratch. The first 8 foundational patents were filed, and we took a very small subset of customers ranging from 100 agents to over 2,000 agents. And once we saw that operationally this was successful, then we launched. And kind of the rest is a little bit of history, but it's still the beginning. And but yeah, thank you for asking the origins. It's always good to go down the memory lane.
Well, it's fascinating, and I just want to touch on something you said there around. So you're learning your trade and you're gaining all of this expertise and knowledge, and then going into employed work, right? But did you always have that? You mentioned you had an entrepreneurial spirit. At what point did that really bite, where you just thought, I'm going to do it?
Yeah, I mean, it was always there. If I really kind of go down the memory lane and talk to some of my very early middle school friends and high school friends, and you know how everyone's closer now that with the advent of WhatsApp and other services, and they're like, yeah, it's obvious that you fell into entrepreneurship, because we remember that you would want to be the captain of the cricket team or the soccer team or the badminton team, and so on and so forth. So I think that this is kind of my purpose. But as you mature the process through the years, a lot of times I was able to really have great talent retention throughout my time at Motorola and other companies. But that talent retention, sometimes I wasn't able to help them be successful in a manner that I felt that if I had more control, if I could help them chart their own destiny, that would be really more fulfilling for just my leadership journey. And you kind of take those two together. It was a natural kind of culmination of starting your own company and just enabling folks to be successful. So oftentimes when people ask me how does it feel like to be CEO, to me it's like, I don't know what your definition of CEO is, but for me it's Chief Enablement Officer. So as long as you enable everyone to be successful, because there's no big company is a single person LLC. It is a team sport. So I truly believe that CEO should be Chief Enablement Officer. And when the team wins, when there's consensus, and when there's a singular war cry towards the North Star, great things happen.
I'm right behind that phrase. I love it. And I think something else that I picked up on there was, this was born out of wanting to solve a problem. And certainly talking to your other team members, Ash and Kathy, the concept of building a contact center around the customer and customer experience kind of lends itself to that you wanted to start something that solved a problem. And would you say that's the kind of overriding passion and vision of Ujet?
Absolutely. When you kind of look towards your own interaction models with the products and services that you use, right? It might be a search engine, it might be your online banking account or your mobile banking account, it might be ride sharing services, it might be retail. You're already so deeply embedded and digitally acquainted with these connection points that are the website or the mobile app. And just the way life is, they're not flawless, right? There's going to be some issues. There's going to be shipping issues. There's going to be someone tries to pick you up at the wrong street or intersection. There's lost and found stuff. So things happen, and you need to speak to someone to solve that issue. So what you see is a lot of times that interaction loop is completely disjointed from what your primary connection point is. So when I said, like, I felt that I could bring my background to this and really at a very foundational level solve it, it was understanding that consumer interaction, that consumer UX, and the connection points, and what makes those products and services so great is the simplicity of how those products and services utilize the ability of the smartphone, utilize the ability of high-speed data, utilize the ability of the camera, as well as other things in there, and just like the fluid touch, visual, and contextual interactions. So bringing that together and helping solve that problem, making sure it's not disjointed from the primary reason why you love that product, app, or service was important to me. And it was just natural that the people I had joined the mission felt the same way. And now we're finding that pretty much everyone we meet feels the same way. So it is very, it's very satisfying to see that despite this industry having a pretty similar way of interacting, and like IVRs have been around forever, people are so digitally acquainted that they feel that this is just a natural kind of maturity phase for how two humans should interact.
And it's fascinating when you talk about that kind of experience, because we're in this industry and we'll often be at odds with either the technology or the processes in order to try and deliver the experience that we know our customers want, that we want as customers. And to be able to kind of look at that and go, how can our technology base it around the user experience rather than help the customer navigate through some kind of maze?
Yeah, so I think there's a couple of things over there, and I mean all of the companies that have been in this space in the past obviously have a brand name because they've earned it. But I think one of the reasons that is they're holding themselves behind in terms of innovation is everything from a business perspective is designed on metered stuff. So like, get on a call before you do anything else, and it's a very stimulus response based system. Press 1 to do this, 2 to do that. Whereas when you look at how you interact with products and services, you either scroll through or you kind of flip through, and you kind of visually and contextually, it clicks and you go through it. It is very mind-numbing sometimes to go through these stimulus response-based, analog vectors-based things that were incredible 15, 20 years ago, but they're not anymore. So that's one aspect of it, where I think the business side of it also needs to be designed so you're not designing it so that all of the way you're making money is metered based. Like, no, get on a call first and then your AI will start. To me, that's absurd. It needs to be like, wherever you're consuming the product or service, support and CX needs to be an integral part of it, not to have to shove you down a forced path, and say like, okay, your AI is going to kick in now, or maybe now, or maybe after you mentioned this phrase, or sorry, I didn't get your accent, stuff like that. So I think that simplifies, right? Because we're trying to solve the same problem, and people cannot pronounce my last name or the spelling of my last name when you're talking about accents not being recognized by your NLP, and that doesn't kick in the AI. But taking it furthermore, is how do you think about proactiveness, right? When you're on a website, a lot of times you're spending some time on a web page, there's a pop-up saying like, hey, do you want to buy this soccer ball? Do you want to buy this Tottenham Hotspur's jersey?
Oh, lovely.
So those things, you already have that intelligence in that connection point. So where I'm going with this is that the interaction models are kind of expected based on the connection point you are. So taking that and tying that into your CX platform is important. And the reason to do that is not only more fluid interactions, but also because the customer satisfaction is much higher and they don't feel that they're being shoved down a process just to get some help or support. How can you enable that? The way to enable that is with blended multi-experiences. It is not omni-channel. You've mentioned before that, yeah, as the sector evolved, there's these different channels. So we offer voice, we offer chat, we offer SMS, but you can't do a multi-experience in there, which kind of defeats the purpose, right? Because you want to be present where the customer is present. So I believe we're trying to get across this point about it's not just about omni-channel, but it is about whether your routing engine can treat all of these different channels the same way, which allows you to have a fluid omni-channel experience. And it's mainly multi-experience, right? That's the world we live in. So taking proactiveness, taking the connection point, and taking the blended omni-channel together is what I would say is we're helping our customers reimagine their CX.
And not only that, it strikes me that you're also helping the frontline team members, the agents, because especially with new generations and the generations of people that are joining our industry, in some sense, we have to help them unlearn what they're used to experiencing every single day and saying, right, this is how you interact with our customers using these channels. And I've been in operations where the agents have gone, well, can't we do this, and can't I interact with them this way? No, sorry, no, sorry, you can't. And correct me if I'm wrong, because you're very eloquently explaining this. But what you're saying and what you guys are up to is enabling agents to utilize the skills that they have inherently a lot of the time.
Yeah, so it starts with basics, right? You don't use the agent for mechanical purposes, because you're just doing a disservice to your organization as well as to that agent themselves. Now, keep in mind, this agent is very, very a modern, digitally proficient, not just acquainted, digitally proficient individual. When you're putting them into interaction scenarios where they cannot use all that proficiency and they have to just go through a unidimensional channel experience, that itself is kind of bringing down their ability to do things. That's one aspect of it. So providing that multi-experience where they could utilize the visual and contextual proficiency that they have in normal life is important. But I think the basic things, in addition to ensuring that you're not kind of pushing them back in time in terms of the maturity of the channels that you're providing them, the other thing is just to innately understand that you want to use the agents for what they're best at, which is experience, intuition, and empathy. The other mechanical and automated stuff can be handled by AI. We have the technology today to surface information that the customer might have already clicked through. We have the ability to surface information to the agent, whether this customer has already authenticated themselves. Now, if the rules require that making a change on an address on a bank account needs a re-verification and authentication, don't have them ask what's your favorite band in high school. Just click a button and have them verify using the same methods that your information security team has already proved, which is Touch ID, Face ID pattern, a passphrase, or an SMS that sends you an MFA code. So that is how you're utilizing the agents for what they're best at, which is experience, empathy, and intuition. And once you take those together, handle times become lower. Agents don't feel that they're fighting the customer. The customer doesn't feel that agents are interrogating them. And it just lends itself to a successful outcome.
And I think you're not, the agents don't feel hamstrung, and they don't, because I know that has an impact on their mental health as well. If you're continually, as you said, you're trying to provide a solution using your intuition, but you're fighting against your systems, to do that continually over and over and over again does have
Yeah,
a detrimental effect.
totally. I mean, just think about it, right? Uh, we can have a bad day when someone from our friends and family yells at us. Imagine going through that 20 times a day. It takes a
Yeah.
toll. And compare that with, okay, now everyone's coming into a support query with some kind of anxiety or some kind of frustration. I think we should all kind of take that for granted. There's very few that are coming in happy and saying like, hey, take whatever time you need. I'm ready to repeat everything that I repeated 5 minutes ago, and we'll go from there. That's just not the expectation, right? So I think we should expect that some people are either anxious because they have money issues, or they have a payment that they need to stop. There might be a fraudulent charge on their card. They might be getting a pre-certification for a CT scan. They're tremendously anxious. And for them to go through that repetition and everything till the time they connect to an agent, they're already frustrated. And that directly translates to the next person they talk to, which is the agent. So compare that with a scenario that you help understand your architecture to whoever's working on the CX team. Now, this can be elements of the IT team vision, elements of the product team vision, and elements of the marketing team vision, because each of these respectively own the CX infrastructure, the app, and the website, because product and engineering owns the app and marketing owns the website. So getting them together to do kind of a pre-firefight is the term that we use, as opposed to a post-firefight when there's like, okay, this release on the website is clearly breaking stuff and we're getting lots of calls and chats about it. This particular thing in the app, this new feature is causing a lot of confusion. So do that pre-firefight and then help change the agent experience so that people coming through these connection points, we are understanding the background, understanding which wireframes they have already traversed, which clicks they have already done, and then trigger your experience in there. If they're already going through a lot of frustration, don't ask them to talk to a virtual agent and repeat the same thing. If they've already provided you a copy of their insurance card, then just, if you need to get it again, make it really seamless, make it really friction-free by clicking a button. Hey, can I get an opt-in for an SMS so that I can get your insurance card information again? Sorry, it did not come through earlier. But you see how succinct and quick that is using the multi-experience, as opposed to, can you read me your membership number again, please? And what was the address on that? By that time, you've lost the customer. So, and then that also helps with agents' mental health, because they feel that they are solving the problem, as opposed to they feel like, I'm not able to get enough information to solve this problem, and the customer's not giving it to me. Whereas the reality is the connection is not smart enough. It is too unidimensional, it's too analog. It is just not designed for this era. And that's why we feel that agents that are on our platform, having taken care of their persona in such detail, we're seeing just glowing reviews. 9 quarters in a row, we were rated the best experience by agents.
That's amazing, because I think too often they're often overlooked, and just as you were talking then about kind of how it's been done up to this point, is kind of like, right, we've really escalated this customer now, here they are,
yeah,
please deal with them, as opposed to how can we prevent that, how can we deliver the customer to you in the best frame of mind, and then how can you utilize all of the functionality of the platform to be able to deal with that customer in a way that, as you say, if you're often presented, aren't you, with when a customer's got a challenge, that's a real opportunity to win brand loyalty, to win those kind of reviews, because you've solved a problem.
Yeah, it's only human, right? I mean, which friends do you like? The ones that help you solve problems. So that is one. I think there's a psychological disconnect sometimes when designers feel that, oh, I'm allowing this customer to connect to a human, I'm already helping them escalate that. Well, that's not how the customer sees it. The customer sees that I had to talk to a human because I couldn't get my answer through these several different myriad of options that you tried to present me. So that's one part. And then when they actually get connected to an agent, I think there's just a cognitive distance between the customer and the agent that cannot get solved by an analog connection. So take those two things in mind, and then everyone's lives gets better. Also, it's not the right way to think about just replacing agents. I mean, replacing agents is something that I think is kind of very much misunderstood. Rather than replacing, help them be super, super efficient. Move the human capital cost from mechanical and repeated stuff to AI automation costs. And then there's a cost benefit there. Agents don't feel, there's no agent that loves doing just mechanical stuff. They love solving problems. So help them to really capitalize on their intuition, empathy, and experience. And then use the AI, what it's tremendously good at today, which is the automated aspects of it.
And you mentioned there the kind of 9 consecutive kind of real positive reports on the platform. At what point did you start to realize, we've got something here, we've got something a bit different? Was there a moment where you thought, oh yeah, this is working?
Yeah, I mean, there were multiple points, right? I mean, you need those points of kind of being accredited to. So I think the very first point for someone that didn't come from the sector, the very first time this happened was when I was showing my first MVP. This was even before I had incorporated the company, to someone that was a chief experience officer at one of the top 5 companies that was leading CX at the time. And the question he asked me after seeing that is like, but Anand, why would you stop making all these glamorous, sexy devices and get into customer support? And my answer is because no one else is. And he's like, all right, fair enough. And he's like, okay, if you decide not to do this, please let me know and I will do it. So that was kind of a real, it was energizing that, okay, this person that is leading this for a multi-billion-dollar company in the sector feels that this is worth something. And then there's sequential ways, the ability to get enterprise customers on board. We kind of did it a little bit backwards. We went enterprise first and then moved to mid-market and SMB. We just launched self-serve. Typically, companies that go SMB first launch self-serve first and then go to enterprise, but we did it backwards for some reason. We had all security certifications done before we launched. We had GDPR, HIPAA, and SOC 2, as well as FINRA and Privacy Shield. So those also being able to have these large corporations sign multi-year deals with you was definitely energizing and showed that we're on to something. And people like yourself, the influencers, and people that are really on the leading edge of just the thought process on what is missing here. And having discussed this with several of them, it does feel that this is the way to go. We've never pivoted. We've never kind of changed our kind of architectural thought around the end user persona, the agent persona. We constantly innovate along with our customers on the admin supervisor persona, because the operational challenges and nuances are different for different companies. And so we always kind of set aside up to 50% of our development sprints to ensure that the admin and supervisor persona and their requests are taken into consideration. And then furthermore, being very developer friendly comes natural to us just because of our consumer DNA.
I love that. And I think it's apparent even in this short time, just kind of your phraseology, your focus, the Chief Enablement Officer I love, but also something you mentioned right at the start, that you an entrepreneur but very team-based. And sometimes I think people will look at an entrepreneur and believe that they're very solo-minded. It's kind of solopreneur. But it seems to me that you always have this you've alluded to it, this concept of it being a team, and you use we a lot. Is it been natural for you to do that and surround yourself with good people?
Very much. I learned very early on that hire smart people to make yourself look smart. So that has never let me down, and I'm never gonna let that go.
And I know you've given up a lot of your time. I know you are a very, very busy man. I hope this is just the start of our conversations, because there's so much more we can touch upon. But Anand, thank you very much for just sharing that initial journey and some of your thoughts and visions around how you guys operate. It's been a real pleasure. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me. And yeah, we'll be seeing each other soon.
I definitely. Thank you very much.
Take care.